India and the Far East. They left the lands of their birth and came to the land of their birthright. They came to build and to be built, to sacrifice and to defend. They came to fulfill their dreams, and they came to live. They came and they gave all that they have so that we might live as a free people in our land. And tonight, especially, we remember them. Lone soldiers. Is there any army in the world that has such a concept, such a term? Only in Israel. Our families, where families are intricately involved in their loved ones' military service, visiting them on bases, sending them care packages, hosting them on Shabbat. Only in Israel are we aware of what it means to be a soldier without a family here. Serving as one of several dozen lone soldiers in the IDF 45 years ago, there weren't that many of us, I experienced what it was like being thousands of miles away from my family. And even today, when there are more than 8,000 lone soldiers serving in the IDF, and extraordinary organizations like the base supporting them, the challenges are still immense. These challenges have grown tenfold over the course of the last 18 plus months of this terrible war. Which is why it is fitting that only here in Israel is the soldier who has no family here, or has no connection with his or her family in Israel. Only here is that soldier granted a special status. Only here it is the title lone soldier, Chayal Boded, endowed with respect, with admiration, and with love. And only here, on this solemn day, does the title lone soldier evoke a sadness unique even for our long and battled country. For those who volunteered to serve and to fight, and for those who fell and today lie in the land they love with their last measure of life, for them we must give an extra measure of mourning. On this sacred hill, where brave paratroopers charged in the face of furious enemy fire and shouted, "Achalai," after me. We must remember all those who, just by dint of their selflessness and their courage, shouted out to all of us, to our children and to our children's children and to all Jewish history. They shouted, "Acharenu," after us. Lone soldiers fought and fell in all of Israel's wars, from the Mahal volunteers during the War of our Independence and the World War II veteran pilots who flew our first fighter planes, through 1956, 1967, 73, 83, 82, and 2006. Lone soldiers fought and fell in Lebanon, in the Sinai, atop the Golan, across Judea and Samaria and Gaza. Their blood was shed. They came, secular and religious, Ashkenazi and Mizrahi, right-wing and left, united by their common commitment to our right to freedom in our ancestral homeland, the land of Israel. They came knowing full well the potential price. So we gather here tonight to bow our heads and remember all of those, both casualties of war and victims of terror, who can join us tonight only in spirit. We gather here even as tens of thousands of our countrywomen and men at this very moment are still fighting in this agonizing war, when Israeli hostages continue to endure unspeakable torture. We gather here tonight aware of the duty and the debt and the compassion we owe to all of them. They came from France and Argentina, from Ethiopia, Ukraine, and the United States. They came, the dozens of lone soldiers who have died in this war alone. And to this hill we come, each and every one of us, to remember them and to say, Yehi Zichram Baruch.